the way a human being does. It functions as a leviathan. It is a set of precepts, of absolutes. It is cold. It is
it's called, they're called principles. Yeah, it's a set of principles, and they're written, some of them are written in the Constitution quite explicitly. Simple principles. Thomas Jefferson had a pretty good one. Yeah, okay, your liberty ends where mine begins, kind of thing. You know, we can define these lines, but they're going to exist. Yes, there's going to be principles, and then to enforce the principles, it's going to look like it's harsh on the poor little victims who all have a fucking excuse for violating the principles. But the bottom line is the principles will mean nothing if you don't enforce them.
Unsympathetic. It is unempathetic. It does not care about you or me or anyone.
Yeah, well, you'd probably rather be in one of our American prisons than one in, what, you know, Bangladesh, wouldn't you? Or one in, certainly one in Russia. Or certainly if you look out throughout human history, okay? It's bad, but it's not fucking the death sentence that it is for most countries. So yes, there's horrible powers, but horrible, yeah, but somehow that manages not to be, people have managed to actually walk out of prison not dead. So fuck you.
The only thing that it cares about is the furtherance of its own power and the continuation of its own existence.
Right, and that's why it spends 10 years letting people appeal their death sentence. Okay? I mean, come on. It is not black or white. We are somewhere out in here, okay? Somewhere in between the ranges of horrible tyranny and whatever, the perfection, okay? So we're not there yet, okay? But we're in the game, we're in the range, and all we need to do is take steps forward, and you're sitting there preaching, let's go fucking backwards.
So as long as we have police prowling our streets, and army bases punctuating our countryside, you will never be secure. And
right, and so let's have a baseball game with no more of those fucking umpires to fuck it up. All right, let's not have any of the goddamn rule enforcers. Fuck that, right? Just let the fucking crowd do whatever the fuck they want, and let's let the players do whatever the fuck they want, and break whatever rules they want to break, and spam the game all the fuck they want. Fuck you.
Will never be free. If you put a bunch of rats in a cage with a snake, the snake is not going to protect them.
Okay, so what is this snake made out of? How did this snake get in the fucking cage? Okay, we have a democracy. Okay, it's not perfect. It's far from it. Okay, it should be a representative democracy. We should get rid of the geographic bias. There's a lot of things that can be fixed in it, but you're not advocating fixing anything. You're even opposed to instant runoff voting, one of the few things that can actually improve our fucking democracy. Well, last thing I heard, you were opposed to it. But anyway, you're not an advocate for it. You're not fighting for it. You're not defending for it. You're not doing anything to fix it so the snake doesn't get in the goddamn cage. No, you're basically one of the weasels who put a goddamn snake in the cage, and then you complain about snakes in the goddamn cage. I mean, that's how duplicitous your fucking rhetoric is.
It's gonna eat them. By the same token, when you create a leviathan in order to maintain order, the only order you wind up maintaining is the order of the strong oppressing the weak.
Oh, bullshit again. It's a democracy, okay? You'll get your chances to make your argument. You can defend what you want to defend, but you're not doing that hard job. You're not doing the hard job of defending liberalization of our drug rights. You know, you're not doing that hard work of explaining how, yes, okay, there will be a system in place so drunk drivers won't kill your kids. So a heroin addict, or not heroin, let's say PCP or some other bullshit addict won't run over your motherfucking kids. You've got to ensure people that with that fucking rights, with that freedom, will come some fucking responsibility. But you're not doing that hard work. No, you're just sitting there with your big fat lazy ass just talking cheap nonsense rhetoric and then you know, giving people the impression that you're some kind of fucking genius. No, you're a fucking imbecile.
When we Americans allow cameras on our street corners and tracking devices in our cars and in our cell phones,
yeah, when we allow ourselves to be accountable when we enter the public realm, you know, and the internet. Yeah, so we don't want to be accountable. We want to be able to lie on the internet. Let's all set up fake websites with ads on them so we can just fucking clutter the environment so much. We'll give people a bunch of empty books. They'll go to the library and they have to go through 400 empty books before they get to the actual copy of Moby Dick. Just because a fucktard like you want the liberty to fuck over his neighbor. And we won't buy anything directly from a corporation. No, we'll buy it from a reseller of a reseller of a reseller of a reseller. Somebody who's with complete volition, with complete knowledge, sells something to somebody else when they know all they had to do was say to the other person, well, look, all you have to do is make a phone call to that company and get $15 cheaper. That's your ethics. That's your love for humanity, is that you will sit there and absorb that $15 instead of telling the person, you know what, you can get a much better deal if you just call directly to the company. I'm just exploiting you. I'm just a middleman fucking you over. So don't pay any attention to me. No, just call the phone number here. Here's the phone number. Here it is. You save $15. Fuck you.
Allow ourselves to be tagged with social security numbers and driver's license numbers and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so on and so forth. So we have some obligation to our society, so we have to pay our taxes. I won't even bring up, your historical context on that issue. Yeah, that's right. So we can fulfill our obligations to each other, so we can't fuck each other over. So there's some sense of accountability. Oh my God, they got a camera in the fucking public streets. Oh fuck, that means what? I can't trip old ladies? What, I can't stick rods up their ass for my pleasure? Fuck you. What are you afraid of? You're supposed to be this guy who's so fucking honest. You can ask me anything. You can do anything. I'll answer anything. I'm so fucking honest. And you're so fucking honest, you're afraid of a motherfucking camera in a public park. Amazing. Fucking amazing.
When we do all that, we're trusting power. We're trusting the very same power that has put more people in jail per capita than any other nation on the face of this planet.
Right, and we were probably more diverse than any other nation on the face of this planet. We faced kind of sort of a unique growth, and we had the whole historical slavery thing, and you know it's a black issue mostly, with the context of the ghettos, the context of the drug laws, okay? And you know that's why those numbers are the way those numbers are. Those numbers wouldn't be the way they are if it wasn't for that context. So argue that subject. Argue the drug war. Don't sit there and pretend that the very structure of our system is broken, okay? Because this one issue, in the context of our circumstance, the American melting pot dream, has gotten a little bit fucked up.
We are trusting the very same power that led us to quagmires in Vietnam and in Iraq. We're trusting the very same power that put its own citizens in internment camps.
Yeah, you know what? We lost political battles, okay? And that's why that shit happened, all right? You have a political battle, and if you get fucked by your neighbor, as I said. You get fucked by your own father. You get fucked by your own mother, okay? Because they vote for bullshit and nonsense. They vote for a lie because somebody tells the prayer and he says, God bless America, okay? These are the subjects you have to get to. You have to get to the core of it, and the core of it is religion, the core of it is prejudice, the core of it is bigotry that exists in your neighbor, not in some fucking arbitrary alien force called power that's oppressing you. That's not what's oppressing you. Your fucking neighbor is.
The 1940s because of their racial ancestry. We're trusting the very same power that throws the lives of our sons.
You shouldn't even be able to bring up this racial ancestry shit when you advocate white only. You don't advocate heterosexual only, but you advocate white only. I mean, you know, where would you draw that line? Where a whole structure of our society should be based on any bigotry that a corporation has? Oh, great.
And our daughters and our friends and our neighbors away in foreign countries for no big contracts and regional supremacy.
Yeah, whatever. We know what's going on. It's all quite transparent. We've been told about the military-industrial complex. We were warned about it 50, 60 fucking years ago. And what have we done about it? Not a motherfucking goddamn thing. Because guess what? A good portion of us are making our living off of that military-industrial complex. So no, it can't be touched politically. All right? It's not going to get touched until people vote rationally. All right? Until people take the initiative of their power, the power they have to make a difference, and actually fucking use it constructively. But as long as they keep wasting it on snowballs and, you know, puffballs and Twinkies and ho-hos. They don't spend it on anything. They just spend it on the candy, the bullshit, some distracting asshole like yourself. But until they invest it in real constructive action, nothing's going to happen. Until we use our individual power to make our system better, it will remain broken.
We're trusting the very same power behind COINTELPRO and the Patriot Act. We are the rats trusting the snake not to eat us.
Oh, again, your metaphor is just bullshit. There is no snake, there's no alien, there's no reptilian. There's your fucking next door neighbor, okay? He's your fucking enemy. Deal with him. It's the guy in your YouTube audience. That's your enemy, okay? The asshole who hears what you're saying and somehow twists it into, oh yeah, I don't want to pay no income tax, and I don't want to pay for no government. Okay, and then that's what gets us a broken government, is assholes who keep investing in no government.
And maybe you're one of the rats who sits around and says, oh, I like the snake. I feel safe with that snake in this cage. You know.
Well, again, if you're going to call the snake civilization, all right, civilization requires rules, right, and there's going to be a snake. And that's just the way it is. All right, and so yeah, so for every benefit, every fucking benefit, you have to put on one side of those scales, and you're just ignoring all of that. You're ignoring the relative tranquility we have domestically. You're ignoring all the good and just throwing it away like it doesn't exist. But all that had tremendous productivity. It gave us great liberty in our lives to not to worry all the time that somebody's going to steal everything we own. I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, one of the liabilities of doing business in another country, the reason why some of these countries are so fucking poor is because they have no snake. There's no snake making sure that you can live there without getting your fucking eyes eaten.
Eating all the nasty rats so that I can feel safe and secure. You know, and every time a new rat gets eaten, you say, fuck that rat. I never liked him anyway.
Yeah, well, so that's just a bit of your arrogance. No, a lot of us vote for rules only because we know they must exist. We vote for the fact that there's accountability only because we know it must exist, okay? We're not trying to punish or harm anybody. We'd rather people didn't do what they did, okay, to break the law. I don't want to see some guy go to jail for 20 years because he got drunk. But God damn it, you got to stop people from killing other people on some reckless binge. And you seem to think that that's going to happen some other way than having a snake monster smash the shit out of the evildoers now and then? That's the only way it's going to fucking happen, asshole.
He wasn't doing anything wrong, the snake wouldn't have eaten him. And later on, when you're digesting in the snake's belly and you sit there and think, what did I...
Yeah, no, and I'll know exactly what put me there, all right? If I end up in the snake's belly, I'll know what put me there. My next fucking door neighbor, okay? The guy was too lazy to make the argument to, okay? It wasn't some kind of fucking snake. No, it was my brother, or my sister, my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle. That's the asshole that ate me. As bad as that sounds.
Ever do wrong. What you did wrong was allow the fucking snake to live in the first place.
Oh yeah, exactly. So why don't you diagram the next World Series? No umpires, no security guards. Okay, yeah, we'll just open up the arena. I mean, come on. It's just the stupidest fucking argument. So whatever, I think I've made the point, but you're just so... This is why you're fucking useless. This is why... Fuck your audience, fuck the bullshit. You're not entertaining in the first place, and in the second place, you're talking trash and shit. Okay, whatever intelligence you have, it's completely devoted to shit. Okay, it's serving the shit monster. It's not serving anything graceful, anything dignified, anything intelligent. It's only serving, you know, toe skin and, you know, whatever lives in your butt crack. That's what you're serving. You're not serving anything useful. You fucking piece of shit. The end.